What's up, YouTube? R to the double E dash ZON coming at you once again, and I'm just showing off this Rocket Splatoon hat that my little sister was able to get me for Father's Day because she works at GameStop. They had one left after all the promotional stuff, and I, just mentioned that I really wanted it, and she was able to lock it down for me. The only one left, and in one of my favorite colors, orange, by the way. But anyways, I'm gonna try to do this video, the entire thing with this on, because I promised her that I would do my next YouTube video with the Splatoon hat, rocking with the tentacles down and all that. I was gonna use, if I would have gotten it earlier, I would have used it for my Nintendo E3 reaction video and just been like, but anyways, you guys can check out that video if you want. I was a bit more passionate and angry in that video than I'm gonna be in this one. This is just gonna be a mashup video. We're doing everything from a gaming update, a new addition to my PS4 collection, from that to my thoughts on everybody's reaction to Nintendo's E3. You already got my reaction, and I'll go more in depth into my reaction as well, but I want to speak on, just the reaction that I'm hearing from everybody across YouTube and just across the internet in general, and, and then my thoughts on what I want to see from Nintendo going forward, what I think they need to do, what they're probably going to do. I don't know. We'll see. But first off, I'm going to start with the gaming update. For Father's Day, my wife had told me that my mother texted her, said, what does Oscar want? I told her, it's going to be a game. It's going to be a game. But I have pretty much everything I want for the Wii U at the moment. And, I'm playing a lot of Splatoon, a lot of Smash Brothers on there, and just going all out. But, I guess it has something to do with the fact that I have everything I already want on that system thus far. And also how disgusted I am with Nintendo's E3 performance, that I was just like, I'm going PlayStation 4. I'm not even looking at the Wii U. I went to GameStop and I looked at the wall, just looked at a bunch of different choices. I really wanted to get Infamous Second Son, which I still want to get, especially how cheap it is now. And I always wanted to play that game. You guys will recall that if you watched my earlier videos. But I saw this game and I heard so much about this game, so much good about this game. I read the back and just said, this seems like something that I would enjoy, and that it could bring me hours and hours of gameplay. So I went ahead and asked for The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. So I'm gonna start this today. I just turned it on yesterday, saw the opening intro, excuse me while I move my tentacles. I saw the opening intro and I thought, I like the art style of the intro, and just what the story was about, the epicness of it and how grand it seems. I can't wait to explore these worlds, man. I've heard there's a lot to explore here. I kind of got the kind of like a Skyrim type of vibe from it when I was reading the back and just looking at the screenshots I got there. But anyways, so that's the gaming update. Next I want to talk about, just everybody's reaction to Nintendo E3. What prompted me to speak about this is I saw a video. Let me be fair, I didn't see the entire video. I was only able to see like the first 10 or 15 minutes of it. And actually the video was like an hour and a half long. And it was a podcast with some very respectable YouTubers that I am subscribed to and that I follow and that I'm still subscribed to and still follow. Being Nintendo, the Zen Gamer, King of Logic, whatever he goes by nowadays. He has like a million aliases, but I know him as Nintendo. That's how I found him. That's how I've always referred to him as. Bearhugger29 was involved. Another dude that I think is awesome. I love his content. And this chick was involved. I think she goes by Coupon. I think that's what her name is. No disrespect. I just don't know who she is, and I've only seen her. Only times I've seen her have been in these podcasts that I've watched recently. She's been part of their podcast and all that, so she was involved. And a couple other dudes, but I don't really remember their names. But I was watching this, and I think the name of the video had something to do with severing ties, and I believe it was Nintendo just basically giving his address as to why he decided to part ways, so to speak, with I think it was with Gamers at Large, if I'm not mistaken. Either way, it's just some drama there. That wasn't what really got me. What really got me interested in listening, and then ultimately got me to the point where I was like, wow, I can't believe they're going on and on like this. And I actually, wholeheartedly disagree with them on this, was their reaction, not their reaction to Nintendo's E3 and what Nintendo's been doing with Splatoon, but their attitude about it, and their, for lack of a better term, their position on it as it is right now, because there is a difference. It's very easy to get caught up in emotion and in anger and an outburst and whatever, and forget that there's a difference between where things are now and where you think things are going, or where things may very well go but are not there yet, and you're trying to spin it like we're there right now. What I mean by this is they were just ranting and raving and going on, and Zendo was going crazy. The girl, Coupon, was talking about that, we've been basically shitting on third parties because they do certain things, and now when Nintendo does it, we're supposed to give them a pass. And my argument to that is, I'm sorry, with all due respect, that's kind of bullshit, because Nintendo is not doing what the third parties do. They're doing a form of it, but it's nowhere near the same thing. Oh, but the content was on disc for Splatoon. It was locked behind. They released it, but it was on disc. That's the same thing. No, it's not. They're not charging you for it. And you can say that that's a cop-out. That's not a cop-out. That is everything. If they were charging me for this content that's already on the disc, then we have a fucking problem. Then we have a third-party like situation, like what you would get with an Activision or a Warner Brothers or an EA or an Ubisoft. That's not what Nintendo's doing. Nintendo tried this strategy. They released the game. I personally think that the game wasn't ready yet. They were going to release it in August, but they wanted to release it now to not have a drought, and this is the way they have to do it. Other people believe that this was their plan all along. In any event, they're not charging you anything. And they say, oh, I think Bear Hugger was saying, oh, $60 for just, this is not, it's not worth $60. I'm sorry. What Splatoon was originally revealed to be, last E3, was a 4-on-4 multiplayer game. That's exactly what you got. That's all it was going to be. The one-player campaign was never planned until this year. And, all this extra content and all that. All we heard was it was a 4-on-4 multiplayer game. That's what it was going to be. And it's more than that. It's a 4-on-4 player online game. Yes, it only had 4 maps to start with, but so many people have been talking about it. When you're playing the game, it's so fun. You're not really thinking about, oh, I've been playing this map for 3 times straight. You don't really care because the action is great and it's fun and it's different every time you play and with every team that you play with. So you got the 4-on-4, you got 4 maps, you got an extra bonus single player mode with some pretty epic boss fights, and that's not worth $60? And then they wanted to compare it to Killer Instinct, which I thought was just blasphemy. They wanted to compare it to Killer Instinct, talking about Killer Instinct. Oh, you bought it, and it was just one character, Jago. I think it was Jago. And then you just paid for what characters you wanted. And that's a fighting game, people. And that's somehow better than this. A fighting game should come out the gate with multiple characters to pick from, not one, and then you buy which ones you want. So I don't see the comparison, because Nintendo hasn't forced you to buy anything right now. Now, here's where I say that there's a big difference between what it is and what you think it's going to be, or what it very well could be, but it's not there yet. And they were so passionate and so angry and just basically shitting on Nintendo, like if Nintendo was doing exactly what the third party is doing, when the fact of the matter is it's not. The only similarity is that they're releasing stuff that was already on the disc bit by bit, like the other third parties do. But the big difference and the real shit kicker is they're not charging you for it. So that's where I gotta say, hey, I'm sorry, y'all are being a little bit too dramatic, because it's not that. Now, here's where I will, I don't want to say agree with you, but here's what I'm gonna say. I believe that it very well is going that direction, because how long is Nintendo gonna sit back and do things their way and try to look out for the gamer, so to speak? Because I really do think they do, but I'm saying, people like to, act like that's not what they're doing when. Then why are they only charging $1 or $2 per character on Smash Brothers, with the exception of Ryu? And why are they charging $12 only for basically a full another game of Mario Kart for DLC when they could have charged basically full price? That's just me. But anyways, how long is Nintendo going to go on looking out for the gamer and doing things their way and not making the fucking money that these third parties are making in buckets, in truckloads, by doing these practices? I know y'all don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. I'm a Nintendo fan. I don't want Nintendo to be like the third party. But let's be honest. How long can they go doing what they're doing, not getting the response that they should be getting, while watching the other companies, including Sony and Microsoft and all these other third parties, just basically making a killing with this money? And this industry is about money like any other. Now, I will say, when we talk money, Sony is bleeding, and Microsoft's game division has never been profitable from day one. Nintendo's the only one that makes money. But they don't make enough money, man, because they're not selling the Wii U anywhere near what even Xbox One is selling at, let alone the PS4. So while their systems and their games do make money, it's at a snail's pace when compared to how many systems PlayStation is selling, to how many systems Microsoft is selling, how many copies of Grand Theft Auto 5 sold alone last year or when it released. They are getting away with this. Whether you like it or not, whether it's right or wrong, that's what the industry is. And I'm actually studying, as I've said many times in my videos, I am studying to become a game designer. I'm at Full Sail University right now. I'm in my 2nd term. Okay, I know a little bit about this and how it works. And I don't like free-to-play games. I don't like microtransactions. I don't like any of that shit. But you know what? That's where the fuck the industry is right now, and that's where it's going to even heavier. So how much longer is Nintendo going to be the oddball standing outside when there's, whether the consumer likes it or not, there's all this money to be made. So I expect Nintendo to start going that route, whether I like it or not, whether you like it or not. But to say that they're doing that right now with Splatoon is just complete, I'm sorry, with all due respect, it's complete and utter bullshit. Because it's not. They're not charging you. Talk to me when they charge you, $10, $12 for a map or two on Splatoon that we know is locked on the disc. That hasn't happened. They haven't charged us anything. Now going on, that's, again, like I said, I respect the shit out of Nintendo, BearHugger29. Coupon, I don't really know her. I don't follow her content. I really don't know what she does. But I do respect her just as a YouTuber for being out there and doing her thing, whatever it may be. I'm not trying to stir feathers, you know what I'm saying, or ruffle feathers or, stir the shit. But I can't sit there and hear people dog on Nintendo for something Nintendo isn't doing. You want to dog on Nintendo? Dog on Nintendo for what I've been dogging on them about. That E3 that was just fucking horrendous. Or the fact that, Star Fox looks that amazing and it's not going to have online multiplayer, which means, as I've said before, that I'll be one of the maybe 300,000 to 500,000 people worldwide that end up buying it. Dog on them for that. Don't dog on them for doing a somewhat different strategy than what they normally do. Coupon was screaming her eyes out about Nintendo's releasing an incomplete game. When did they do that? It's not incomplete. It's on the disc. They're doing this on purpose. This is the strategy that they want to try with this game. Now, did they arrive at that strategy on purpose from day one, or was it something they had to adapt and say, okay, let's do it this way because we wanted to release in August, but the game ain't really ready yet? But the game itself is complete. The multiplayer mode is complete. There are maps to play. They're releasing stuff every couple of weeks, every couple of days. The game is complete. They're just doing it this way. So I can't sit there and hear people dog on Nintendo for that, because that's not what it is. Now, I'm going to tell you, I think that's what it's going to end up being. I think Nintendo's going that way for good, little by little. But anyways, lastly, like I said, I have no problem with any of those YouTubers. I watch them. I'm still subscribed to them. I still think they're great. It's just, I differ in opinion greatly when it comes to what they were talking about. Last thing I want to talk about is what I think Nintendo needs to do going forward. Because I'm telling you, like you heard in my last video, and like so many people are saying, I believe it to be true. I believe the NX is coming next year, holiday season. I believe they're going to announce it and reveal it at E3, like they said they'd talk about it at E3 next year. I think that's going to be the official reveal. I think we're going to see a lot of shit about it that we're not expecting, even games. And then I think we're going to be told releasing holiday of this year, which will be next year. And so what do I think they need to do? I'm tired, man. As I said in my last video, I think I said in my last video, I'm tired of Nintendo, man, sitting back and being like, yo, we're so focused on gameplay and creativity and innovation that we're not really thinking about the power. We just want to make fun games. I get that. I appreciate it. I love that. That's why I'm a Nintendo fan. But you've always made great games. You've always made innovative experiences, unique experiences. How about you make those and couple it with a system that is as powerful as you can possibly muster? Why? Because I want to see photorealistic Zelda? No. Because I want to see a Zelda that's even bigger than the one we saw that's coming for Wii U, supposedly, which I don't think is coming. Bigger than now, with more stuff going on in just a living, breathing world. Because I want to see a Metroid that's damn near photorealistic. That I want to see. Because I want to see an F-Zero with all the speed and power, HD graphics, and just amazing clarity and draw distance. Because I want to see these amazing Nintendo franchises with the power and everything packed in that everybody says they never do or they can never do. Okay? Do I believe that'll bring third parties? Yes and no. Mostly no. But you know what? At least it'll be a powerful Nintendo system where Nintendo themselves... Okay, I mean, I like the way Star Fox Zero looks. But could you imagine it on something like the PlayStation 4 or more powerful? I'm not talking about just graphics. I'm talking about the overall presentation of the game. I mean, I think Nintendo needs to come with power. Don't lose your spontaneity and creativity along the way, as I said before, but come with power. And for once, hey, you tried the motion controls, they were awesome. But the rest of the world moved away from them. You tried the tablet, didn't really work. Go back to the traditional controls. Give us a badass, powerful, hulking beast of a powerful console, and launch that bitch with Zelda and with Mario, and maybe somewhere in the launch window, very close to the beginning, a Metroid. Hit with 3 big franchises out the gates. The way that shit'll sell, you'll see some third parties come running to put their AAA shit on there as well. That's what Nintendo needs, man. That's what I hope they do. I don't think they will, but that's what they need to do. I'm out of time. God bless. Y'all stay gaming. Splatoon is that fire.